I keep thinking about it, but I'm just like, the perfect what if scenario for me would be, what if instead of Steve Rogers went back to the past to erase Peggy's entire timeline and start a new life with her that didn't exist, what if he stayed and actually had a life with Bucky and this was his ending? Of course, I had to crop out the picture. I couldn't show the whole thing because not only would this video get demonetized, YouTube would ban the whole thing. But I'm like, come on, this should have been his ending. But you know what? I could show this one, or this one, or this one, or this one, or this one. Like, I could keep going and going and going. And welcome to my safe haven, everyone. It feels like it's been a long time since the season finale of Loki, but either way, we are back. The MCU is back with another installment, another show, and this time it is animated. It is Marvel's What If? So I want to say first and foremost, thank you to Disney and Disney Plus for giving me a screener. I was able to watch the first 3 episodes, and I'm not sure when the show actually airs if they're going to release the first 3 episodes this week, or is it going to be kind of like with WandaVision? I got the first 3 episodes, but they only released, I think they released episodes 1 and 2 the first week, and then episode 3 came out the next week, or did they release every episode individually? I don't remember. All I know is I got the first 3 episodes, and I'm not sure how they're releasing this. And so with that, this, of course, is going to be a non-spoiler review for... I'm not going to get specifics into the first 3 episodes. I'm just going to give my thoughts into what I thought about the anthology series so far. But with that said, I want to hear from you guys. Like, are you guys excited about What If? Did you read the What If comics that came out originally in the 70s? Like, let me know your thoughts. I try to read and respond to basically everybody because I want to get the conversation going. This is not just my channel, but you guys are the reason why I'm here. You're the reason why my channels continue to grow. I am like 100 subscribers away from hitting 4,500 subscribers, and I would not be here without you guys. So I want to know your opinion. What do you guys think about the show? Are you excited? What is your favorite episode that you are excited to see based on the trailer? Let me know in the comments section below. Let's like, comment, interact for the algorithm. Now let's talk about What If. Now, for those of you that don't know, the general premise of Marvel's What If, again, it started out in comic book form in the 70s. The very first issue came out in 1977, and it's just basically, it takes, for specifically this show, it's going to take certain characters and story beats and moments that we know from the MCU movies, and it's going to switch it around. Like, what if, for example, the first episode, what if instead of Steve Rogers becoming the super soldier, what if Peggy Carter got the super soldier serum and became Captain Carter? There's also another moment that you saw from the trailer. What if instead of Peter Quill was taken and became the Star-Lord for Guardians of the Galaxy? What if Yondu rode up in Wakanda and he took T'Challa and T'Challa was Star-Lord? What if Killmonger saved Tony Stark? You saw some Marvel zombies. Basically, anything that happened in the MCU, they could go anywhere with this show and say, well, what if this happened instead of this? And so based on that premise, and plus what I know from the What If comics, I was excited about this show because I'm excited to see what scenarios they end up pulling for this What If, because I also know that this show isn't just going to be a one and done like a lot of the Marvel shows. They do plan on having a What If season 2. So then also with that, I don't know if maybe certain episodes are going to connect, if all of them are going to connect, especially with what happened with Loki and the multiverse of madness and everything like that. Maybe we'll see some of these characters show up in live action, like a Captain Carter, for example, where we see Captain Carter show up in a live action MCU movie. I would hope so, because again, I keep saying, like, Haley Atwell deserved better as Peggy Carter in the MCU. Like, and I'm still a little upset that her show got canceled and they didn't like continue on with that, because I would like to have seen how she started S.H.I.E.L.D. And so with that said, like, because this is a non-spoiler review, I feel like there's not a whole lot I can say, because I'm not going to touch on each episode individually. But I will say, overall, I had a fun time watching the show and watching these 3 episodes, like seeing these characters in all these different scenarios, way different than what we know from the MCU. Like, again, for example, Peggy Carter becoming the super soldier and seeing how it was different with her being the super soldier as opposed to Steve Rogers, and then just the interaction with her and Steve Rogers, who's no longer a super soldier, seeing her interact with Bucky, how she perhaps would have fought the Red Skull. It was cute overall. Now, I will say though, the thing, and this is something I can talk about, more so my criticisms regarding it, more so than the things that I love, because those are specifically spoilers. But I will say the thing that I wish that they did do, because every single episode is so different, I think of it as an anthology series like Love, Death, and Robots, where every episode doesn't really connect to the next episode, but the biggest difference is this is all MCU, so it at least connects to the MCU, but every episode is its own separate universe. I wish that because every episode is its own separate universe, I wish they switched up the animation style a little bit, as opposed to every single episode, at least the first 3 episodes, it's all the same animation style. And to me, I'm like, that's a little boring. And then I do also kind of feel like because they're trying to relive in a different way all of these iconic MCU movies, I do feel like, specifically for like episode 1, I feel like the pacing was a little bit off, because episode 1 was basically Captain America, the First Avenger. And so that movie was over 2 hours long. And so you're trying to condense all of that narrative in this half-hour movie. So it did feel like a lot of moments were rushed because of that in this show. But part of, and I just say I wasn't talking spoilers, but I'm like, even if I was talking spoilers, I still kind of feel like there wouldn't be that much to say, only because like part of what keeps the conversation going and what creates a longer dialogue is like, think about WandaVision. Yeah, WandaVision was also a half an hour, but a lot of it was about speculation and pointing out Easter eggs and what does this moment mean or what are your theories for this. But because we know these Marvel What If stories are standalone and pretty much every single episode is standalone and this is an anthology, we know that for the most part none of this really connects to anything, at least again from these first 3 episodes. Who knows, we may get to episode 10 and we find out, yeah, it actually does connect to the MCU. But based on what I know now, because I know none of this really connects to anything, we know that everything that we've seen in these first 3 episodes, we're never going to see it again. It makes you kind of go, well, what is there really to talk about? Like, yeah, you could talk about what happened in the episode, but there's no prediction. There's no like, oh, what does that mean? What does that mean? It doesn't mean anything. And that's not to say everything has to be connected. Everything has to lead to some giant major thing, because that is a big criticism with the MCU that even I have. I feel like instead of telling one story, they are really just like Loki, for example. Instead of telling a story about Loki, you're just using Loki to set up the greater multiverse. So I'm not complaining in that aspect. I'm just talking myself through it, because I'm like, because you know, usually I go live during these MCU like WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier, and even Loki. But part of me, especially after seeing these first 3 episodes, I was like, is there really enough of a conversation to even go live? Especially if they only release each episode one at a time and they're all a half an hour and they're all standalone stories. I'm like, yeah, what will you really talk about in a live? Like, you could, yeah, of course we could talk about what happened, but then it's like, okay, then that's really it. Like, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, but overall, like I said, there's not really much to talk about. Overall, I did enjoy it. I'm excited to see what happens in episode 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And I will say, out of the first 3 episodes, episode 3 was definitely my favorite. Episode 3 was probably the one that got me the most excited. But what really get me hyped is in this album, like, what if we see some man-on-man action? We're not, but I can hope, even though that hope is going to be slowly destroyed by the end of the series. But yeah, I don't know. That's all I really got to say. I had fun. And like I said, I'm excited to see episodes 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And I'm excited to see where they go for season 2. But yeah, overall, like, because I've only seen the first 3 episodes, I'm not going to rate it. But I enjoyed the series so far. I just do, like I said, I do wish that the animation just changed based on each episode instead of it being the same animation over and over again. Which does kind of lead to the fact that maybe it will connect to something. Maybe these episodes will connect to each other. Because as of right now, every single episode is standalone and its own separate universe. But who knows what will happen in the later episodes. So yeah, I had fun. I'm excited and I can't wait for you guys to check it out. But with that said, if you could please do me a favor and hit that like button, it'll really help out with the YouTube algorithm and the channel. And if this is one of your first time checking out one of my videos, please check out the other videos on my channel. And if you like what you see, please subscribe for more and hit that bell notification button so you're alerted every single time I post a new video. And tell your friends, families, and neighbors about my channel to help me continue to grow. And as always, I will catch you guys next time.